today we are broadcasting round 5 of Go2Whoa's COVID Cup on the Wednesday night. So round 5 of the COVID Cup seasons do battle at Sakitto, located in infamous Japan, home of the rising sun. So tonight the guys do battle once again, and it's someone awesome with quite a hefty championship lead at the top. So will someone awesome continue his winning ways, or will a new challenger arise? We'll wait and see once this round starts right up. Tonight means we have 3 rounds left in the championship to crown a champion in both the GT and GT3 classes. Both of those classes have quite hefty points leaders in Someone Awesome and Titan. With Someone Awesome in the GTE class, and GT3 class is led by Titan. We also have a tight championship battle starting to heat up between Big Brass Bulls Racing, who leads over Titan Snake Oil Racing by 16 points. So it's all to play for in the remaining 3 rounds of this series. So there's the track, Sakitto. It's extremely close to the track that they race for Formula 1. It just doesn't have that chicane at the end. So, there's a lot of right, left type stuff around this track. We've got a couple fast-flowing sections, specifically in the last sector. But it's going to be quite a difficult task tonight for all the drivers, that's for sure. Because you've got to try and keep the average top-end speed right up at this circuit to be able to be competitive in qualifying times. So there's our event details tonight. 10-minute qualifying session for qualifying 1. That will set the grid for race 1, and that means race 1 will be a 9-lap race. And then we'll go into qualifying 2, which will be 5 minutes. That will set the grid for race 2. With race 2 having 18 laps with a mandatory pit stop. And all the weather in tonight's event is clear, so it doesn't matter what session we're in. It's going to be clear weather. So we'll go over to the championship standings now with Someone Awesome. He's got a 57-point lead over Brett Watt, who unfortunately can't make it tonight. So Someone Awesome, no doubt, has the prime opportunity to extend his championship lead over his closest rival in Brett Watt. But as for Angry in P3, he is here tonight, 99 points down from the championship lead in GT3 class. He's looking for a big haul of points tonight. GT3 championship leader Titan. He's been relegated back to P4 after a good outing from Angry in the GTE class. So he's been relegated 1 position, but in the slower GT3 car, he's not doing too bad to remain in P4 in the championship overall. So awesome effort from him. And Eagle Win rounds out the top 5. Then we've got Exorcist, Bonicus, Ty Morgo, You'll Be Dead, and Morningstar Mike rounding out the top 10. We've got JJ Penguin and P11, who unfortunately can't make it tonight either. And we have Blue XR8 and P12, Black Wildcats P13, Sakitto P14, Midi P15, Dean rounding out the top 16, and we've got Nachos, Vic and Azza rounding out the remaining 3 positions on screen. Now we'll go over to the teams championship. Like I mentioned before, a 16-point advantage in favour of Big Brass Bulls Racing at the top. So Someone Awesome, Blue XR8, they are the team's championship leaders at the top by 16 points. And then in P2, Titan Snake Oil Racing, Eagle Wind and Titan. These guys both got a lot of work to do tonight if they're to gain any bit of those points that they need. So they need to at least get 17 points if they're to pass Big Brass Bulls Racing in the championship tonight. Wait and see if they can produce some good results tonight. And a battle for P3 and P4 is starting to heat up as well. We got Brett Want and Penguin occupying the P3 position with 355 points. And 6 points down from them in P4 is the Angry Mongos. So we got Ty Morgo and Angry Oldfella both occupying the top 4 spot there. So they'll be looking to get 1 position up in the team's championship tonight. And then the remaining 4, Devil Brew Racing, EXO and Morningstar Mike occupying P5. Front and Back Racing, Nachos and You'll Be Dead P6. Raging Rookies, Dean and Bonicus P7. Then H&R Motorsports, Midi and Vic both occupying P8. So I'll get that off screen now as we're about to conclude the practice session tonight. So it's Someone Awesome setting the pace by almost half a second over his closest rival in Eaglewin. So he's got quite a hefty advantage at the top. Both those guys have opted to park their cars. So Angry, he's on hot lap now, currently occupying P3. 1.2 seconds off the pace of Someone Awesome here. So practice session is officially finished. Then we got Titan, the lead GT3 driver in P4. So he's recorded an awesome lap of 1:41.7. So awesome pace from him. Then we got Nachos rounding out the top 5. We've got Exo, Dean, Blue XR8, Mitty, and Ty Morgo rounding out the top 10. And then we have Morningstar Mike. So Morningstar Mike's been relegated to P11. Then You'll Be Dead and Black Wildcats occupying the remaining 3 spots in this session. So unfortunately, Angry couldn't improve on that lap. And there's Nachos. Lost every component of his chassis there, by the looks of it. So Dean's still out on track. He's got big boots to fill tonight. He's occupying the spot for Brett Want in the 68 Ferrari. So currently P7, a little bit off the pace. 3.2 seconds off the pace to be more precise. So he's got a lot of ground to make up in the first qualifying session. Swaying a bit wide there, right on the dirt. Would have hindered his exit, no doubt. He's been caught up a little bit of carnage as he takes out the braking marker there, the 100-metre board. Goes out wide there, no doubt close to slowdown penalty range there. But using every bit of road on exit, heading onto the back straight now. We've got some nice camera views tonight as well. So 30 seconds left in this practice session as Dean goes around the last couple of sections now. And I think he's went out wide there. It may have been invalidated there as he cuts the corner. So that is lap done for him. Mitty looks to be on a cool down lap. We've got Nacho still doing the Nacho thing. So it's Someone Awesome, Eagle Wind, and then Angry round out the top 3. So we're about to enter qualifying 1 here, 10-minute qualifying session. Clear weather. Who is going to be the first to jump out of pit lane? Reasonably short qualifying session, so the drivers must get in the groove from lap 1. So here we go. We're going to the first qualifying session now. Pit lane is open. So here we go. Scrolling through the drivers here as we see who's actually going to hit the track first. So by the looks of it, Mitty's going to come out on track first in the GT Aston Martin there, number 99. Got quite a nice sound to it as well. It's a very technical circuit, this one. The track difficulty is very high, so the drivers are going to have a hard time once their tyres are degraded. So there may be a lot of conservation in the longer race of the 2 tonight to keep their tyres in a fighting condition, because otherwise, if you degraded your tyres too much at Sakitto, it's really going to bite you in the back because you'll be suffering from lots of understeer. And you are not going to be able to keep up your mid-corner speed to the speed that you would want. As Mitty makes a mistake there and he's rotated it, returns to pit lane. So we're on board with Eagle Win now. He's in the top 5 in the championship. He's going to have to make a lot of ground tonight. We know he's got pace. Finished P2 in the practice session there by half a second. Only driver he lost to was Someone Awesome, the championship leader. Just trying to figure out who's in front of Eagle Wind here. That's the 4GT of Nacho, so we'll quickly hop on board with him. You can see Eagle Wind in the background there. So number 9 4GT of Nachos will go on board cockpit view. as he takes you through a lap around this circuit at Sakitto on Japan. So very deep braking zone into turn 1. Deep braking from the 50 marker, and it's trail braking all the way through for a double right-hander. He goes out a little bit wide there. Going to try and get on the throttle as early as possible to maximise your exit as we go through the S's section in Sector 1. Very technical to keep the car on the right line. As Nachos goes off the track there, he's overshot it. So he's going to have to let the faster driver through maybe. So you can see Eaglewin in the rear view mirror there, or the rear view camera, whatever you want to call it. As we enter Sector 2, a lot of understeer in this Ford GT here of Nachos, and he's shortcutted the track there. So we'll actually go on board with Eaglewin at the top. So he's on a hot lap at this stage, 14.2 litres of fuel in his tank. So he's went with a very light fuel load and wouldn't get much laps out of that. So 148.3 from Mitty and 149.6 from Blue XR8, but they're only out laps from those two. So Mitty is in the Aston Martin GTE, and we've got Blue XR8 occupying the Ferrari GT3. So we're looking to get a pole position time of a 1:39.5. That's the predicted pole position time at this stage. So very favourable conditions here at Sakitto tonight. So we'll see if the drivers make the most of that. And the 1:42 flat from Eaglewin, so he's going to have to try get at least 2 seconds up the road if he's to challenge for pole position here. Dean goes up in the P2 of 1:42.1 there in the Ferrari. So we've still got, now Ty Morgo jumps up in the P3 of 1:43.5. He's the lead GT3 runner at this stage. And there's someone awesome with a 1:39.4, so he's already punched in the time. That is predicted pole position time, and he looks to be on for another pole position here. As Titan moves up in the P2 with a 1:41.9, he's the lead GT3 running out. So that means Eaglewin, he's relegated back to P3. So we'll stay on board with Eaglewin here to see if he can improve in the third sector. Or at the end of the mid-sector rather. And we'll hop on board with someone else. So we'll have a quick look at what the sector split is. So across the second sector split now, he's 1.8 seconds up, so we might actually have to stay on board with this lap. Can he gain the 0.8 required in the last sector? We'll wait and see. He's really got to attack these last two corners. Uses every bit of road, keeps the mid-corner speed up. Now, does he overshoot it here? No, he doesn't. He takes the mid part of the road. Across the line now for Eaglewin. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:40.2, so he could not gain the 0.8 of a second to get provisional pole there. So Titan, he's 0.3 up on his time. He's in the last sector now. We'll stay on board with him for the time being. He's in the Audi R8 GT3, number 2. And behind him, in the Lambo, number 666, is Morningstar Mike. So these two both in the GT3 class. They're both looking to maximise their points hauls tonight. As Titan goes across the line, it's going to be a 0.4 of a second improvement for Titan. Now this is Ty Morgo. He's in the Ferrari. We've got a weird camera view here. So he's in the on the exit of the S's section now. About to enter the mid-sector. What's the sector split going to be for Ty Morgo? He's in the Ferrari GT3. 0.1 of a second up. So he's on a hot lap here, Ty Morgo. Can he hold on to it though? He needs to gain a lot of time if he's to challenge Titan, the lead GT3 runner in P4. Angry puts himself up in the P3 of a 1:41.2. So awesome lap by him. As we see Ty Morgo crack it through the second sector here. So he's got a lot of time to gain. So it's just going to be across the end of the mid-sector. So he's slightly down on his time. So he's lost a little bit of time in the mid-sector. 0.3 of a second to be more precise. Does he have enough fuel in the tank to circulate another lap here? We'll wait and see. Should do, but I don't think he'll have another lap in hand. So he's going to have to make the next lap count if he's to gain any time on Titan. So this is going to be across the line. It's going to be 0.7 behind his quickest. We'll go on board with EXO. He's in the last sector now in the Ford GT number 19. So he's currently overall P7. He's got a little bit of time to find here if he's to punch up the order. Only just an improvement on his fastest set. Morningstar Mike, what has he got in store for us? He's currently following someone awesome in the Ford GT right behind. So maybe getting a little bit of a draft here as he crosses the control line now. There's an outlap there from him. So Mitty is exiting pit lane now, currently P9. As the 4GT at Nachos, he's in the mid-sector. So what's this going to be at exit of the mid-sector here? We'll get a sector split up in a moment. So it looks like he may be on an outlap. I'll stay on board with him just to double check. So we got 1 minute 10 seconds left in this qualifying session now. So it is crunch time, and it's someone awesome with a huge advantage at the top. 0.8 of a second. Now it's been relegated to 0.4. So Eaglewind has gained ground on someone awesome at the top. And he sees himself with a 1:39.9 for Eaglewind. And that's an improvement for Nachos there. But overall, no improvement. He's been relegated back to P12. As You'll Be Dead puts in a time of 1:43.6. So he puts himself up to the P7 overall. Good time there for the reigning champ. Ty Morgo goes across the line. That's a 0.2 of a second improvement. Currently occupying P6. Dean is in the mid-sector now. Stay on board with him. We'll get cockpit view up as we go on board the Ferrari GTE car of Dean. He struggled in this sector once I've been on board with him a few times, but he didn't go out wide that time, so he's really getting the gist of what's required in the mid-sector. The section here is very technical because you want to try and maximise your launch off exit here. You're going to try and maximise your top end speed towards the back end of the straight. And he sees himself almost 1/10 of a second up. But he's going to need at least a 1.1 second advantage to get past Angry in P3. Using every bit of road on the second last corner there. As we enter the last corner, it's going to be heavy loaded front left tyre for every car at this track. No doubt it's going to be an uneven tyre deg with the front two tyres. So no improvement there for Dean. Now we'll go on board with EXO. Having a lot of counter lock on the steering wheel there, so he looks to be struggling with car setup. Lots of understeer by the looks of it. It's really making him lower the mid-corner speed around these corners. But he sees himself 8 temps up, so this could be a good time. This could challenge for P5 overall. So he's racing Dean here, battle for P5. Penultimate corner now for EXO. Has he got enough in the tank to get past him? We're about to cross the control line now, and I'm pretty sure he's the last driver to go across the control line. That's an improvement to P6 overall for EXO, so not enough to pip Dean of overall P5, but P4 in class. So top three positions are occupied by GTE drivers. Someone awesome, championship leader, sees himself in P1 for 1:39.4, then followed by Eaglewind with 1:39.9, so half a second between the top two. And we've got Angry Old Fella rounding out the top three. Titan, the lead GT3 driver. It's not a view that you wouldn't be used to. sure by now everyone's used to seeing Titan as the lead GT3 driver in P4. Someone awesome, the lead GTE driver in P1 there. So here we go, we'll go through the starting grid now. So someone awesome, the championship leader, sees himself on pole position, a prime opportunity to extend his points advantage at the top. Then it's Eaglewin, P5 in the championship, looking to get a big points haul tonight to gain ground on the top 3 in the championship. Then we've got Angry trying to stay in the top 3 in the championship, currently sitting P3 in this race. Then we've got Dean rounding out the top 4. So awesome qualifying performance from him. Then we've got EXO and Nachos rounding out the 3rd row. Then we've got Mitty in P7. And then the lead GT3 car in Titan in P8. Titan Morgo P9. Then we got You'll Be Dead rounding out the top 10. Then we got Blue XR8, Morningstar Mike, and Black Wildcats rounding out positions 11 to 13. So we're about to go green here for race 1 of round 5 of the COVID Cup series hosted by Go2Whoa. It's going to be Someone Awesome versus Eaglewind off the front row. So we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up. This is an awkward camera view here. We don't have the front on view, but this track does have very good camera views from other sections on the track. So here we go, we're about to go green here. Lights on for Someone Awesome. So here we go, the revs are rising here at Sakitto. And we're green for race 1 of round 5 of the COVID Cup. And a good launch from Dean on the inside. He might move up at the P2. Awesome move. Dean's going to go down the inside as he follows right in behind Someone Awesome, the race leader and the championship leader. So awesome move from P4 to P2 for Dean. And he's under pressure from Eaglewind and P3. Eaglewind's trying to make a move down the inside, but all he can do is show the nose at this stage. You see the backdraft of the back drivers there in the GT3 class as these two go bumper to bumper now through the mid-sector of the track on the opening lap. It's Dean who leads over Eaglewind. This is the battle for P2. It's Someone Awesome who leads this race by a bit over a second now, and that's Nachos going out wide there. He's on the dirt. And he's had the rejoin on the wide bit of the track there. So 1.3 second advantage to Someone Awesome, leading over Dean in P2. And then it's Eaglewind round at the top 3. Titan in P4. Angry's been relegated back to P5. We've got EXO in P6. Ty Morgo in P7. Mitty making a move into P7, is he? He might be able to get it done. No, he's just going to hold back at this stage. We've got Blue XR8 in 9th position. Someone's taken the sign back there. That was Black Wildcats. It's Morningstar Mike in P10. Then we got You'll Be Dead in P11. Black Wildcats in P12. And after that awkward moment for Nachos, he sees himself in P13. So back to the top we go. So Someone Awesome, his lead has been decimated a little bit by half a second in the last sector of this lap. So on lap 2 of lap 9, this is the sprint race, so no mandatory pit stop required for the drivers in this one. As you see, so Eaglewind, he's actually made the move on Dean the last lap, so a bit of a misread there from myself. So Eaglewind, he's trying to track down Someone Awesome in P1. So it's only half a second in it. So last sector alone, Eaglewind has gained pretty much a whole second on the championship leader, Someone Awesome. It's 0.3 of a second now in the lead of this race. The battle for P1 is really starting to heat up between these two. You see Dean in the background there on the final podium position. Big shoes to fill. He's filling in for Brett Want tonight, P2 in the championship, so unfortunately he couldn't make it. But as it stands, it's Someone Awesome leading over Eaglewind. This is the battle for P2. The Titans moved up in the P3. Someone Awesome goes out wide. So that gives Eaglewind top spot here. We're only on lap 2 of lap 9. So massive mistake there from Someone Awesome. He's gifted the lead to Eaglewind, and now he has a 0.8 second lead over Someone Awesome, the championship leader. As we enter the penultimate corner now, for these two, using every bit of track in the background. There's something awesome. This is Eagle Wind. He's looking quite comfortable in P1 now. So we enter lap 3 of lap 9. So entering the first corner now. Does Eagle Wind overshoot it here? We've seen a lot of mistakes through these first 2 corners here. So here we go. He's extending his lead to 1.2 seconds on the previous lap alone. So awesome pace by Eagle Wind to put himself up into the top spot. This is Titan versus Dean here. The battle for P3. It's GT3 versus GTE. Can the slower GT3 hold off though? Titan, a high quality driver, leading the GT3 championship. Overall P4 in the championship. He's got tremendous amounts of pace in the Audi R8. No doubt he's going to challenge for a podium here. And it will be a monkey off the back if he can get it, because he'll be the first GT3 driver to get on the overall podium, and that will be a tremendous achievement for him if he can pull it off. But we got 6 laps to go, so still a long way for us to be talking about that yet, because he's currently getting chased down by Dean, who's went out wide there. He's in the faster GTE car between the two, so he's definitely got the top end speed advantage there, and definitely an aero package advantage, because you seem to get a bit better airflow around the GTE chassis in comparison to the GT3 ones. And that's Exo rounding out the top 5 there, so he's moved up a couple. And then Ty Morgo in P6 also on the background. He's the second of the GT3 drivers. So we'll go further up to Titan, who's currently got a 3-second lead over Dean in behind. You can see him just in the background now. So awesome stuff there from Titan to be cracking up good laps. And he's beaten Dean at last lap, 142.3, plays 144.4. So the slower GT3 car is really on the top tonight. Unfortunately, there's still a parity advantage. I know it's multi-class racing, so he is the lead GT3 driver. And Eagle Wind, he's extended his lead to 3 seconds now at the top, so he's really creating a gap between himself and Someone Awesome, the championship leader. Struggle City for Someone Awesome. Had the qualifying pace, but doesn't transition over the race pace, unfortunately. So he's been the qualifying specialist in this series, but there's been a couple of races where he's gifted the guys, some of the guys, the top spot. And if he can rectify that spot there, he might be able to clean sweep pretty much every race. But unfortunately, we're all human, so we're not robots. We can't do that sort of stuff. We're always going to make mistakes. It's just the nature of racing as well. When you're under extreme amounts of pressure from the driver behind, there's going to be some cases where you overshoot a corner and you give them top spot. It's just the reality of this industry. We're not just playing physical games, we're playing mental mind games as well. So it's Titan still with a hefty lead over Dean. So top 3 spot likely for Titan tonight if he can hold on. Just go further down here. So Morningstar Mike, he's trying to hold off Nachos in the faster GTE car here. So Aussie Chopper would feed it up, lads. Awesome to see you getting on board, mate. So we're on lap 5 of lap 9 here. So halfway through the sprint race. There's Morningstar Mike in P8 trying to hold off a charging Nachos in P9. You can see Mitty just up ahead. He's in P7, so he's actually got good race pace tonight. So we'll stay on board with this battle for the moment here. So Nachos is really gaining ground in the mid-sector as he goes out wide there. But he's looking to get a good launch off the back straight here. And then you can see You'll Be Dead in the background. So he's starting to buy himself into this battle as well. So there's a lot of different types of corners at this track that will... Massive corner cut there from Nachos. Be lucky not to cop a slowdown penalty there. As we enter the last corner now. And he's really in the draft of Morningstar Mike now. We might actually have to go back on board with Nachos. Cockpit view as he makes the move down the inside, heading into turn 1. So awesome move made by Nachos to move up in the P8 as we see Mitty go off to the left-hand side there. Massive mistake from Mitty back there off turn 2. So we're on lap 6 of lap 9. And there's Morningstar Mike in P8 there. Nachos going out wide there at the end of the S section. He's really struggled on that last corner there of the S's. So carrying a bit too much speed through that section. Might have to cut it down a little bit so he can hit the apexes. And a little bit of an inside lock there. As we enter the mid-sector. So Nacho should be blazing away now here in P7. His next contender is Ty Morgo on P6, but does he have enough laps to minimise that deficit for P6? Wait and see. He's got a 4-second deficit behind Ty Morgo. Got to keep in mind that is GTE versus GT3. Exo, he's still in the top 5 here. He's got clean air in front of him and behind him as Ty Morgo just gets in the screen there. Dean currently in P4. He's 2 seconds behind the lead GT3 driver of Titan. So you could hear a lot of engine braking there from Titan heading into turn 2. As we enter the S's now. Very technical sector 1. A lot of on and off throttle. A couple dabs of the brake. So Egerwind, he's extended his lead over the last couple of laps to a 6.7 second advantage over the championship leader, Someone Awesome. So that's awesome pace from Egerwind. He's really rising to the occasion tonight. He knows his championship is on the line and he's going to gain as many points possible to stay in the running heading into the closing 2 rounds. So we'll actually go further up on board with Egerwind. We might actually go cockpit view of him. So I'll shut up and you can spectate a lap on board with Egerwind here in the Ferrari GTE. So he's your race leader. Here you go. very clean lap there from Eagle Win. There's no evidence of any understeer or oversteer. So he's entered the final lap of this 9-lap race. We'll quickly have a peek of, see if there's any battles starting to heat up. We'll see if Titan can hold off the charging Dean in P4. You can see him in the background there with the lights on. These two are entering the final lap of this race. Might actually get a comparison lap up here. So we'll quickly go on board with Titan in cockpit view. So there's a lot of steering lock going on there through the S's here in the first sector for Titan. So there's definitely a lot more work inside the GT3 cockpit in comparison to the GTE cockpit visually. As he enters the mid-sector, trying to hit the apex on the inside there, but misses it ever so slightly, as well as that second corner there. So suffering from a bit of understeer on the last lap of this race, Titan. So we'll see how he can hold on in race 2, the longer of the 2 races tonight. It's an 18-lap race, so double the distance from a mandatory pit stop. The guys opt to choose tyres, then obviously they'll be faster in the last stint in comparison to pretty much every other driver on track. So awesome race win from Eagle Win there. 9.5 second advantage over the championship leader, Someone Awesome. We haven't said that too often. Someone Awesome, he's really cracked up this series so far, and it's one of the rare scenes that we see him finish in P2 or lower. And Titan, he rounds out the top 3, so he gets his first podium in this multi-class series in a GT3 kart. So he's going to take a bow for that, because that was an awesome race by him to finish in the top 3 in the slower GT3 car rather. He holds off Dean in P4. It looks like he's trying to congratulate him on that as well. We've got EXO around that top 5. Ty Moore go to second of the GT3 runners in the Ferrari there. Then we've got Nachos losing his rear wing. It's like the trend Fabian Coulthard has in the Supercar series. Every time he hits the rear, he loses his rear wing. We've got Morningstar Mike in 8th position. You'll Be Dead, reigning champion 9th. Blue XR8 round out top 10, crossing the control line just then. But he's been pipped off the line, so he's had a time penalty. So that means Mitty goes up in the P10. Blue XR8 relegated back to P11. Angry, he's going to finish P12, and Black Wildcats will finish in P13. So that is race 1 concluded here of round 5 of the COVID Cup hosted by Go2Whoa. So we'll have a little break in between this race and the next qualifying session. So the next qualifying session will be 5 minutes, and then we'll have an 18-lap race with a mandatory pit stop. So for now, I'm going to go get a quick drink, and then I'll be right back. grab. We'll wait for qualifying 2 to get underway. So pit lane will not open yet, but it should open up shortly. 5-minute qualifying session with an 18-lap race with a mandatory pit stop to follow. And that also means there's a lot more points up for grabs in race 2. So we shouldn't be too far off now. Just go to a quick break here. Alright, so everyone's starting to ready up now, so we shouldn't be too far off. Next minute or so, we should be loading into qualifying 2. Alright, so we shouldn't be too far off now. Just a quick update, we've got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes as well now. We're going to have a Friday night league added from Go2Whoa's, so we're looking at broadcasting that one as well. So current schedule will be changing relatively soon. So Wednesday, Friday and Sunday we'll have broadcasted races. So Go2Whoa's COVID Cup here, and then Friday night there will be an Audi R8 series. Be very similar to this one, just not multi-class racing. It's going to be a single car race for the Audi R8s. And on Sunday we've got the Xfinity series, the NASCAR series, hosted by me. And then we've got a Race on Oz's packing in a GT3 series right after that. It's going to be a 30-minute difference between those two. So that's a break in between those two leagues. So there's a lot of racing to come on my channel. So I hope you guys are starting to enjoy this. Starting to be really good. A lot of guys getting on board. So we shouldn't be too far off getting in the qualifying 2 now. Ugh. So here we go. We are loading in for qualifying 2. There's a bit more in-depth track details there. 5.38 kilometers, 15 turns. So also the hairpin has been taken out of Project Cars version of this track. So there's a couple different sections, with the last corner being pretty much flat foot to the ground, very fast right-hander. And halfway through the mid-sector, there's usually a hairpin there, but that's been replaced with a fast left-hander uphill. So here we go. It's going to be a 1-lap dash. No. So they put it up for 10 minutes in this session. Obviously haven't changed it, but that doesn't matter. Gives everyone an extra 5 minutes to find their way to the top. So here we go. See how many of these drivers will react soon. So Mitty, first one out of pit lane once again in the Aston Martin. And we got Eagle Wind in the Ferrari behind. And we got Nachos also coming out of pit lane. We've got pretty much everyone coming out of pit lane now. Flames coming out of the Aston Martin look quite cool, as Mitty just holds onto it there. It's only an outlap, so he's got to get the tyres up to temp before he pushes his car to its limits. Here, car in the background there of Eagle Wind, last race winner, and he's lost it once again, almost, Mitty. So we'll see if Eagle Wind can actually make inroads on that fastest lap posted by Someone Awesome in the last qualifying session. So predicted pole position time once again will be a 1:39.5. And Someone Awesome just getting under that in the previous qualifying session with 1:49.4.5, around that area. So Eagle Wind's right on the rear bumper here, so we might actually go on board with him. Quickly hit him up as he enters the penultimate corner at Sakitto here. So he's about to set up his hot lap. We'll quickly get every bit of information up on the screen for you guys. So track invalidated, lap time invalidated for Mitty, track limits. So unfortunate signs there for him. We've got a yellow flag in the mid-sector too. So not sure who's gone off there. So here we go, first corner, very deep braking zone, trail braking through to the second corner. Using every bit of the outside curb there, and I reckon it's really hindered Eagle Wind's exit. Had to get on the power a lot later than you would normally like to. Now for this very technical S's section now. Gonna try not to overshoot it here. We've seen Nachos go out wide there a few times in the Ford GT. So looking quite smooth so far for Eagle Wind, excluding turn 2. He went out a little bit wide there. Hits the apex perfectly on the inside curb there. perfectly there as well, because you don't want to get too much of the inside curb, especially if your tyre pressures are down. So halfway through to mid-sector now, as we are about to enter double left-hander, very technical. And a lot of people get caught up in track limits in this section. It's very hard to stick to that one line that is required to maximise your corner entry and corner exit. So exit of the mid-sector now, onto the back straight, heading into the penultimate corner, trying to get the top end speed, and trying to have a little dab of the brakes up here. Trying to get it turned in. No, it's flat foot through this section with this car. There's some cars that you have to dab the brake there. GT3 car might be one of those cars that you might have to. So we might actually have to go on board with someone in the GT3 class. So a 1:39.9 to open the account for Eaglewind. So he's replicated his qualifying one time. That's an awesome lap from him. Now 10.9 seconds up on his fastest is something awesome. That last lap was an outlap for him. So Titan goes in the P2 of 1:42.5. Titan Morgo in the P3 of 1:43.4. Now we got Dean going up in the P3 of 1:42.6. So he's keeping up his qualifying pace tonight. So awesome to see for him. So we're about to exit the mid-sector here for someone awesome. So we'll quickly get the sector split here. That's 11.2 seconds up on his quickest. So he's got to find 6/10 of a second if he's to pip Eaglewind the pole position here. We'll stay on board to the very end, across the control line here for someone awesome. As he enters the last corner now, flat foot. Almost going out wide there. Suffered a bit of mid-corner understeer there. As he crosses the line, what is it for him? Goes up in the P2 of 1:40.5. We'll go on board with Titan. He goes out wide there on exit of the mid-sector now. What's the sector split going to be for him? Currently P3 overall, so it's 0.2 of a second faster on his quickest. So he's looking quick to get another pole position in GT3 class. I don't think he had a tap of the brakes there either, so the GT3 guy's also taking it flat foot. As he gets a better exit than someone awesome did on his hot lap in the last corner of the track. So across the control line now, that's almost a bit over half a second quicker on his quickest. And he's only 1.9 seconds off the quickest lap of this qualifying session in Eaglewind's 1:39.9. So that's awesome pace in the GT3 Audi R8. And Dean not able to go quicker there. We're on board with Titan Morgo. He's in the technical S's first sector here. We'll go on board cockpit view of him as we're about to get a reading at the end of the first sector here. Oh, so he's on par with his fastest lap here. You never see that too often. But that means it's a very good pace from him to keep it up consistently, as he had a little bit of a moment heading into that double right-hander. He's decided to park it. So we're on board with Blue XR8 now. We'll go trackside view. He's in the technical S's section in Sector 1. And he goes out wide. He's lost the rear. He's in the sand. Lucky not to hit the wall. But that is lap done and dusted for him. We're on board with Nachos now, currently P8 overall in the mid-sector. He's got the championship leader, Someone Awesome, right in behind him. So Someone Awesome, he's trying to improve on that 1:40.5. He was the pole sitter in race 1. Can he bring it up this time around? As Nachos goes out wide there, and he's going to have to concede to Someone Awesome there. He's 1.3 seconds off his fastest lap, Nacho. So we'll go on board with Someone Awesome, the championship leader, as he enters the penultimate corner. Unfortunately, we haven't got any indication of you know, where he's sitting in terms of his fastest lap. So about the cross control line now for someone awesome. 2 minutes left in this session. So that's obviously an outlap from him. We'll go on board with the reigning champ here. Currently in the mid-sector. And he's lost the rear. He's barely held on to it. But that's an awesome save there from You'll Be Dead. That would have lost him a lot of time. But on camera it looked very good. Looked quite entertaining. But that was awesome driving skills there from You'll Be Dead to hold on to it. Just curious to see how far down he's on his quickest time here. Doesn't seem to be pushing it with the revs. So he's backed out of it. So he's 3 seconds down on his fastest lap. We'll go on board with Morningstar Mike now. He's currently in the mid-sector. Someone awesome. He's still in P2 with a 140.5. So it's Egwin setting the pace with a 139.9. Currently on board with Morningstar Mike. He's in the mid-sector now. He's got a couple guys up ahead in Nachos. Not sure who else is in the background there, because that driver is not in screen. So what's his sector split going to be for Morningstar Mike? It's 7 tenths up on his quickest. So he's looking to improve here. And someone awesome, obviously not able to improve on his previous hot lap. So Morningstar Mike out of the penultimate corner now, heading on to the last corner. Flat foot. This is really going to punch him up the standings here. We'll see him around 6th to the 9th area. And he's exceeded track limits. So there was no improvement there. And we didn't even get a sector split there either. So unfortunate scenes there for Morningstar Mike, but someone awesome has improved on the previous lap, but it's not enough to get provisional pole. So Eaglewind, he's currently parked up in pit lane, and all he can do is watch someone awesome crack a lap here around Sakitto. So no doubt he'll be keeping a close eye on board with someone awesome here as we'll enter cockpit view. So he's currently up by almost 2 tenths. So he's almost got the time required to pip Eaglewind the provisional pole here. That was the last sector split. So we'll wait and see as he exits the mid-sector to see how that changes. So he's lost a little bit of time in the mid-sector, but he's 3 tenths up, so this could get him pole position here. If he doesn't make a mistake through the last 2 corners, he's had to let off the accelerator a little bit there. As we enter the last corner now, and it's very shaky on the mid-corner there. The car just doesn't want to get turned in. A little bit of a... And he sets the fastest lap by less than a tenth of a second. So someone awesome once again shows he's the qualifying king here in the COVID Cup. So another pole position for him. And that's qualifying 2 done for round 5 here at Sakitto. COVID Cup hosted by Go2Whoa's. This is round 5 of round 7. So the top 3 once again occupied by GT3 guys. So someone awesome, Eaglewind and Dean rounding out the top 3. Titan, the first of the GT3 runners, in 4th position. And then Angry rounding out the top 5. Then we got Exo, Time Morgo, Blue XR8, Morningstar Mike, and Nachos rounding out the top 10. And then occupying the last 3 positions is You'll Be Dead, Black Wildcats, and Midi. So we're just waiting on the race to start now. So here we go. Once again, the championship leader sees himself on pole position. It's just a view that we are very used to by now. And we got Eaglewind once again sharing the front row alongside someone awesome. He was the previous race winner. He'll be looking to do the same thing once again in race 2. She's got an extra 9 laps to circulate. Then we got Dean in P3. He had a massive launch in race 1. Can he do it again? He is on the cleaner side of the track this time. So if he can set himself up for another awesome start. He should be able to get both of the front two guys off the line. Then we've got Angry round out the top four. And Exo, Midi. And then Nachos round out the last three positions for the GTE guys. Then in pole position for the GT3 guys, Titan. Overall P8, so another awesome qualifying performance from him. Then we got Ty Morgo in P9, Blue XR8 rounding out the top 10. Then we got Morningstar Mike, You'll Be Dead, and Black Rot Wildcats rounding out positions 11 to 13. So we'll go back to the front where we await green light racing here at Sakitto. This is race 2 of round 5 here for the COVID Cup hosted by Go2Whoa's. So championship leader on pole position. We've got Egwin trying to fight him alongside on the front row. And then we got Dean in P3. He's looking to get a good launch off the start here to get both of them heading into turn 1. And then we got Angry in 4th position there. Pretty much the Chevrolet's manufacturer driver there. So we're just waiting for everyone to load in now. We're sinking into the race. So here we go. The lights are about to go out here at Sakitto. Race 2 of round 5 here for COVID Cup. And that's an awesome launch once again by Dean. He might be able to set it up in the P1 this time around. He's got an overlap heading into turn 1. Someone awesome has to concede there. And that was an awesome move from Dean once again. So awesome reaction time to put himself from P3 to P1 off the opening 2 corners. As we enter the S's section now in Sector 1. As Dean is under severe amounts of pressure from the championship leader here. He's trying to hold off for charging someone awesome. He's not happy that he lost the first race. He didn't convert from pole position. So he'll be looking to go one better this time around. So it's Dean who leads over Someone Awesome and Egwin. That's your top 3. And then we got Titan and Angry rounding out the top 5 as Exo goes out wide there. Then we got Midi in P6, Exo on P7. Then we got Ty Morgo in 8th position. Reigning champion You'll Be Dead, 9th. And then we got Morningstar Mike rounding out the top 10. Black Wildcats, Nachos and then Blue XR8 rounding out 11th to 13th there. So we'll go back on board with Dean, who still holds a narrow lead over Someone Awesome. It's half a second now in hand to Dean as we enter the back straight now. So awesome pace on board. This GTE Ferrari of Dean here, who's filling in for Brett Wan, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, and he's really bringing it to the top guys here. More of a usurper in this round so far. So let's see if he can bring a lot more to the table in the next rounds. So we're only 1 lap down of the 18 lap race there. So we're on lap 2 of lap 18 as he is under extreme amount of pressure from Someone Awesome. Right on the rear bumper now between these two. It seems to have been an awesome exit from Dean off the second corner there. As Someone Awesome's just backed off a tiny bit. And then we got Egwin back in P3. He's 2 seconds behind the lead of this race. So previous race winner is under pressure from the lead GT3 driver in Titan in P4. So this is going to be a three-way battle for the lead of this race. And then I think Angry will also play himself in the mix as well. And we got Exo. Oh, Angry with a massive power slide there. He's lost the complete rear end as Morningstar Mike does the same. So synchronised spinning there between Angry and Morningstar Mike. Both following the cue there. So it's still half a second lead to Dean in P1. Where has this pace come from? I do not know. That was just an awesome jump off the line. So penultimate corner now for these two. Someone Awesome. He's got a really good exit off the penultimate corner. He's trying to make a move up the inside. But he just can't pull it off. He may be able to look for it heading into turn 1. He's right on the rear bumper now in the slipstream. Down the main straight. as Dean tries to break the slipstream there, but not successful. As Someone Awesome, he's trying to send it down the inside. Dean outbraking himself severely as we got side-by-side contact between the top two. Lucky to not have an incident there. So, Someone Awesome prevails, puts himself up in the P1, and it's a freeway battle here. It's two Ferraris versus Ford. Ford versus Ferrari. We know that movie. Only came out last year. This is not a view that we're not used to. Ford versus Ferrari. And now it's Dean under severe amounts of pressure from the guy behind an Eagle win. But Dean, he's looking to make a move for top spot as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on board that Ferrari there of Dean as he goes out wide. This fast left-hander, he's going to be under pressure heading into the next sector now. We've had a misshift there from someone. As Eagle he tries to send it down the inside, but awesome defensive manoeuvre from Dean to hold off. So we're about to enter the last sector of Sakitto now. We're on lap 3 of 18. We're still yet to see any drivers make the mandatory pit stop, but that's because pit lane is not open yet. Pit lane opens on lap 5. So it seems to be a Ferrari battle for P2. As Eaglewing goes out wide back there, so he's lost the complete rear of the Ferrari there. So it's Someone Awesome who leads over Dean by a bit over a second now. And it's Eaglewind who's 3 seconds down from the lead of this race. Titan sees himself in P4. And then Exo rounds out the top 5. Ty Morgo, You'll Be Dead, occupy 6th and 7th. Then we've got Mitty, Angry, Nachos rounding out 8th to 10th. So we've got a driver in now in Angry. He looks to be coming in for damage. So unfortunately for him, he's going to have to come in for another mandatory pit stop. And we've got Black Wildcats and Blue XR8 rounding out positions 12th and 13th there. So Blue XR8, he's been caught up in the wars in this race. He's had a little bit of contact with someone. The evidence there with the bonnet pretty much crushed in there. So he'd be lucky not to have a little bit of engine damage either. So Someone Awesome, he's extended his lead to 3.2 seconds here over Dean. So he's really cracking up some good pace this race. So Dean is under pressure from Eaglewind now. This is the battle for P2. And Eaglewind, he was the previous race winner. He's looking to make a move down the inside as we've got side-by-side contact between the two. So is Eaglewind going to concede there because he looked as though he was up far enough. So I don't think there's too much to answer there for Dean, unfortunately. Because Eaglewind was up far enough to make the move. Just very deep under brakes. So you can see Titan in the background there. Now Dean's under pressure from Titan behind, the lead GT3 driver. He's already put himself up in the P4. So awesome pace from him to start from P8. Then we got Ty Morgo in behind these two. Or is that Exo? No, that's Exo in the Ford GT. As Titan goes out wide there in turn 2. So battle between Mitty and You'll Be Dead. GT3 versus GTE here. Reigning champ in the Acura. Takes out a sign there. Hopefully it's not a brake marker for anyone. I wouldn't think it would be. So very technical first sector here. It's very hard to get it right. Might actually get the track map up to see where all the guys are on track. We'll go on board cockpit view with the reigning champ here and You'll Be Dead. He's really got his work cut out here. He's got pressure from the driver behind him. Mitty as he goes off. Mitty goes off there. He's into the wall. And his race is done and dusted there. Only just saw that in the glimpse of the mirror there, unfortunately. So unfortunate scenes there for Mitty. His teammate couldn't make it tonight, so He's the sole driver for H&R Motorsports to bring in the points. But it's unfortunate scenes there for Mitty, as he's been relegated back to 10th position here. So you have to go back a gear there, you'll be dead. Trying to get the car turned in. So we've got a battle for P6, P5 rather. Ty Morgo versus Exo. So Exo has been overtaken by Ty Morgo on the previous lap. So this is also GT3 versus GTE. So some of these GT3 drivers are starting to really get up to scratch with their cars, and they're really able to make attacking moves on these faster GTE guys. So no doubt the likes of Titan and Ty Morgo, those two guys will be very confident to be racing with GTE guys. So Exo, he's trying to look to make a move down the inside, but he's way too far back to do so. He's right on the rear bumper now, and he will be in the slipstream of Ty Morgo, and he should be able to make the move heading into the penultimate corner, or maybe even into turn one. It's probably the most likely spot to overtake for Exo. It'll be a relatively easy move for him if he can pull it off. So as we enter the penultimate corner now, these guys are bumper to bumper, pretty much. So Ty Morgo, he's went out in the dirt there, and he's lost a whole lot of time there, and Exo has been gifted 5th position there. So Exo will be licking his lips after that one. But he's lucky Ty Morgo didn't rotate it. So awesome car control from him to keep it off the wall and to keep it on track. We're on board with Titan now. He's currently occupying P4, the lead GT3 driver. Someone awesome. He's got a 3.1 second lead over Eagerwind in P2. And Titan is really cracking up some good laps in the mid stage of this race. So Nachos has come in to serve his mandatory pit stop. 1.3 seconds up on his fastest there. And that was a correction, that was angry there. So I'm not sure why it clicked over to angry. A little bit of a glitch. So Exo in the meantime has actually extended his advantage over Ty Morgo there. Just in screen. Battle between Nachos and Angry. No, Nachos is still in the pits. So Angry made the move easily. And Blue X-Ray, he's going to go up into the top 10 now. Maybe. No, Angry's come out on track, but he's going to get past him. So there's going to be another GT3 GTE battle here. So you can still see that damage on board Blue XR8 there. So last time around, the 140.2 plays a 140 flat for Eagerwind. So Eagerwind, he's really making ground on the leader of this race, and someone awesome. And he's going to do so in the next few laps or so, because that's when the pit stops will start to come into play. Got to make sure when you're coming into the pitch, you're going to have a good in lap, and you're going to have a ripper of an out lap. If you'd at least gain a little bit of ground on the guy ahead. So Dean, he's currently occupying P3. It's an awesome performance from him so far. Unlucky not to get on the podium previous race. But podium this time around looking highly likely for him through the mid stages of this race. He had an awesome jump off the line. He's able to convert it into P1 off turn 1. Now he sees himself all the way back into P3. 10.8 seconds down from the lead of this race. So he's lost a little bit of pace in the mid stage of this race. So you'll be dead. He moves up in the P5. I think Ty Morgo, he's came in for his mandatory pit stop as well as Exo. We got Morningstar Mike in P8, and he's under pressure by Angry in the car behind. And then we got Black Wildcats. He's a lap car, unfortunately. So Angry trying to make a move down the inside, but he's going to have to hold back because it's a one-line groove through the S's here in the first sector here at Sakitto. So going out wide there is Morningstar Mike, and Angry should be able to make the move in the next sector or so. So it's the faster GTE versus the slower GT3 car. So as we head into the mid-sector, Morningstar Mike going out wide, just giving the position there to Angry with relative ease. So Angry moves up into 8th position, and EXO currently occupies P7. So consistent pace from him. So we see You'll Be Dead transiting pit lane now, the reigning champ. So he's in for his mandatory pit stop. So the leader of this race, Someone Awesome, has a 5.3 second lead over Eaglewind. He's currently halfway through this race here. We're on lap 9 of 18. And we're starting to see the mandatory pit stops commence. It's Eaglewind and P2 Dean round out the top 3 here. Then the lead GT3 car in Titan in the Audi R8. He's really got consistent pace in this series. He is extremely quick in this GT3 car. Very confident in bringing it to the GTE guys. He seems to be very much like an alien in sim racing Titan. And we got Ty Morgo in P5. He's also very quick in the GT3s. And we got You'll Be Dead in P6 as he comes out of pit lane, serving his mandatory pit stop. So he comes out ahead of EXO and Angry in P8. And then Morningstar Mike is a little bit further back in P9 there. And unfortunately, Nachos just entered the S's section now. So he's trying to make a bit of lost ground towards the end of this race. So Someone Awesome, he's on lap 10 of lap 18. So he's currently setting consistent laps here. Unfortunately, last lap was a 1:41.9. He's only 3 tenths off his quickest in the first sector there. So his lead has been minimised to 4.8 seconds between himself and Eaglewind and P2. So Eaglewind, he's looking to make some ground up in the mid-stage of this race. So we'll see either of these two come in relatively soon, I would assume. So he's only half a second down on his quickest lap here, so Someone Awesome really cracking some fast laps now. As he enters the penultimate corner, a lot of dirt brought up there as he takes a lot of the inside curb. As we enter the last corner now, it seems to go on forever this corner. Someone Awesome's got to negotiate lap traffic up ahead in Black Wildcats. So he's going to make the move down the inside with relative ease there. As he goes very deep on the brakes heading into turn 1. So Eaglewind, he's the first of the front runners to react to go into pit lane. It's a very awkward pit transit here. The pit entry is very awkward. So Titan moves up in the P2 as Dean also comes in for his mandatory pit stop. So very deep under brakes heading into turn 1 for Titan. He's really hitting those apexes perfectly there. Didn't maximise his corner exit though off of turn 2. So he's entering the S's now. We'll actually go on board cockpit view of him. I'll shut up for the next 2 sectors. pit lane. See the very awkward pit entry there. So he goes one more time around at least. Someone Awesome has also done the same because he's in the S's section now in the first sector. Going further down, Egwin currently rounding out the top three. So he's the first of the front runners to pit in. So he's 5.2 seconds down off his quickest because he's on an outlap here. We're currently on lap 11 of 18 here for Egwin, the leader of this race. Someone Awesome on lap 12. Seeing if there's any battles here in the mid-pack. So Morningstar Mike and Nachos, this battle seems to be starting to heat up as well. Morningstar Mike is holding off Nachos there in the faster GTE. So it'll be awesome for him if he can beat Nachos here across the line in the closing laps. See how deep under brakes Morningstar Mike can go into turn 1. This is the inside apex at turn 1. Goes a little bit wide at turn 2, but gets a very good exit out of turn 2 though. Enter the technical S's section now here. Really using engine braking to his advantage here, Morningstar Mike. Just got to be careful not to hurt the engine too much. So I know there is mechanical failures here as well. So 1.2 seconds off his fastest lap. So his last time around was a 150.8. So he's really losing ground here. Someone Awesome, currently in pit lane. 7 is mandatory pit stop. And Egwin's come right past him now. So, this is a massive halt here for Someone Awesome. I'm not sure what's going on there because he's been held in his pit box for a relatively long time here. So, Egwin's up in the P1 provisionally. The current leader of this race, Titan, hasn't made a mandatory pit stop yet, but Dean has moved up in provisional P2 as well. Time will go up in the P4. So Someone Awesome just exiting pit lane now, so everyone pretty much getting past him here. So Angry, also one of those drivers to pass Someone Awesome in pit lane. You've got Exo back there with the lights on in the Ford GT. So lap 13 of 18 for these guys. So we'll see if Titan comes in the pit lane and doesn't choose to do so. So Eaglewind, he's in the prime seat to clean sweep this round here, round 5 at Sakitto. And with Someone Awesome back in the mid-pack, he's definitely going to gain ground on the lead of the championship here if things stay as it is. It's a very awkward pit transit there. It's very hard to find where you actually have to go on the pit lane. So last lap for Egwin was a 1:41.9. So he knows he can back off a little bit because he's got a very healthy lead at the top. Between himself and Dean, it's about a 20-second advantage there. 2 guys behind in Ty Morgo and Angry. And we've got the lap car of Mitty in between those guys. And he's trying to make a move, heading into turn 1 maybe. Maybe not. So lap 14 of 18 here. So we're in the closing stages of race 2 of round 5 here at Go2Whoa's COVID Cup at Sakitto. So someone awesome. He's trying to chase down his fellow Ford driver in EXO and P6. But it's a 5-second advantage to EXO here. As, Angry's stuffed it up there. So he's lost a lot of ground and he's lost the position to EXO and P5. So he's going to be under pressure by the championship leader in the next few laps or so because he's right behind him on screen now. Now, does Titan opt to go in? No, he's went another time around, so he's going to go in as late as possible. By the looks of it, maybe at the end of lap 17 here. So on lap 15 of 18. I might actually go on board cockpit view here on board with Eaglewin. It will take you for a lap around this circuit at Sakitto. So as it stands, Titan has opted to go another time around. So you have 2 more laps to come in for his mandatory pit stop as Eaglewin crosses the line to enter lap 16 of 18 for himself. He's got a relatively healthy gap between himself and Dean, the driver behind. So 25 seconds between the two. Dean's got a little bit of clean air between himself and Ty Morgo. Ty Morgo is 6 seconds down from Dean and P3. And then EXO, 6 seconds down between himself and Ty Morgo. He's got a battle up ahead. Someone also just sent it down the inside of Angry. Very casual move there. So these two are both in the same class car. So that was an awesome move there made by someone awesome. Now he's got his next driver in sight in EXO. The driver ahead, his fellow Ford driver there. So championship leader looking to make as much positions as possible in the closing stages. He knows he can't win this race. And the Angry goes out wide there and rotates the car. So he must have really heated up the rear tyres last time he spun. Unfortunate scenes there for Angry. He'll lose his 3rd spot in the championship tonight. So he's going to have to regain that advantage next week. Round 6 of round 7 here at Go2Whoa's COVID Cup. And EXO, he's trying to hold off a resurgent Someone Awesome. Someone Awesome, oh, he had it all sideways there, almost stuffed it up completely. No doubt he would have got a slowdown penalty there, but it will soon come off his screen. He had it all the way out sideways, Drift City. He almost lost the rear end as Titan comes in the pit lane and exits. So he might be able to get P2 here, Titan. So he's going to go one better from race 1. And he's going to defy the odds once again. And he's going to finish in a GT3 car in P2. His GTE counterparts nowhere to be seen other than Eaglewind up in P1. So this is an awesome performance from Titan. to end up with a couple of podiums here in round 5 at Sakitto. But he's got a healthy gap between himself and Dean. And if Dean can hold on for P3 there, that would be an awesome performance for him as well. Got P4 last race, looking to go one better as well. So, personal best performances here. And Eagle Wind, he's looking to close out the clean sweep here, as he's almost entering the last lap of this race. In the penultimate corner now for him. We're going in the twilight section of the race as well. So the sun's starting to go down. So onto the main straight now for Eagle Wind. He's got a huge gap of 11.6 seconds between himself and Titan in the car behind. And Titan, he might be able to go one better at some stage. I'd love to see him win a race in the GT3 car. Try to beat his GTE counterparts here. It'll be a very huge effort if he can pull off a performance like that. So it's Eagle Wind who leads over Titan, and then Dean rounding out the top 3 as he crosses the control line now. So we've got Ty Morgo on P4. EXO holding off Someone Awesome in P5 here. We're actually going board with Someone Awesome. He's going to make a move heading into turn 1. EXO's made it relatively easy for him. Side by side into turn 1, almost side by side contact. But EXO just lets out the throttle there and gives Someone Awesome the top 5 spot. Now Someone Awesome, he's trying to chase down Ty Morgo, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there. So this is Dean in P3. So he's currently in the mid-sector now, as your race leader is about to finish the race. So awesome clean sweep performance from Eagle Wind. He's no doubt gonna move up a couple spots in the championship tonight. He's gonna bring his team valuable points as well. So Titan, he's gonna go one up in the P2 in the GT3 Audi R8. He's defying the odds here. So he finishes the race in P2. And Dean, awesome performance from him. He goes out wide there. Not going to hinder him too much, but he's going to finish the race in P3. Ty Morgo, he should finish the race in P4. Someone Awesome going to finish in P5. EXO in P6. You'll be dead in P7. Reigning champ. And Angry, he'll be really kicking himself after those couple spins in this race. He sees himself in P8. Morningstar Mike in P9. Nacho's rounding out the top 10. So he's cross control line there. And Midi P11, Blue XR8 P12, and Black Wildcats in P13. So we're just waiting for everyone to cross control line now. So Ty Morgo's actually been relegated back to P5. So Someone Awesome goes up in the P4. So it looks like Ty Morgo got a time penalty. Yeah, 2 seconds. So there was barely anything in it between those two. There's quite a few time penalties handed out actually. Angry Old Fella copping the most of it. And Midi there with also a 3-second time penalty. So we just got a 5-car pile up there. Championship leader on the side. So there you have it. That is the conclusion of round 5 of Go2Whoa's COVID Cup. Just going to have to bring the championship standings up on screen so I can actually see what's up next, because I actually haven't made something for that yet. So next week will be Catalonia GP. So we're heading to Spain for round 6 of the COVID Cup, hosted by Go2Whoa, and then the finale will be at Bathurst. So Eagle Wind and Titan, no doubt, are going to gain the championship lead there for the team's title. So that's been it for tonight. I've been Madam On End, and I'll see you this Sunday for the upcoming finale for the VA Supercars Sunday Series and the opening round for Race on Oz's Pagny and GT3 Series. So we've got a double header coming up right there. So Sunday night bound to be a very entertaining night if you enjoy simulation racing here on my channel. So I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.